But like the things that do make like day to day easier, like you called back, you said doing meditation, right? I might do that once every other day or so now, in my start doing it. And like, are there any other things that you can think of that, outside of meditation that sort of help make the flow of day to day go a little easier for you? Like, do you have any like one or two little tips or tricks that you think you can?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, a couple of things. I think people respond very well to research versus not throwing any shade on untested psychology things. But my point being, I'll really try to use evidence approaches, and that seems to help people if they know it's proven. But I talk a lot. Just one simple one that can make a dramatic difference in the day is not eating at your desk for lunch. And I was a frequent flyer of doing that. And that survey, reading some literature on how harmful that was the very thing that, shifted that for me. And I could see the increase in productivity, right? Like I was not angry that I'm slaving away at a company and my lunch is being robbed like I'm a prisoner. I wasn't a prisoner. I just chose not to get up and go take my lunch because I was afraid I wouldn't look busy. That's the truth. And owning that is hard. Like, I want to look busy like everyone else that's sitting here eating lunch that's not busy at all. They're playing words with friends. So instead of worrying about it, I would just go to my car and eat my lunch and watch a YouTube video I liked. And that was the simplest thing that I did that made my day like at least 70% better.
Breaking away
And not feeling guilty about it. I think people feel so guilty making that space or making a request. And like in terms of perception of others.
That's very interesting. People feel guilty. So
they do. They
am
feel
I
guilty
like
taking care of themselves?
So if I'm understanding what I'm hearing, maybe what I'm hearing is people are organizing and doing their best to organize themselves and feel guilty about the way that they're organizing things or where things are landing or where they're putting them.
Absolutely, yeah.
I see. Yeah, I do that all, like, that's...
I think we all do it.
Yeah.
We all do it.
There's at least 5 things that need to be done, 3 things I want to get done, and, amongst
But, I mean,
others.
You juggle far more than I do, right? I think we know that. Like,
I wouldn't say that. I mean, maybe.
But, I mean, you're a person that can really multitask well. And my suspicion would be, and I could be wrong, I mean, I know you personally, but I don't get to shadow you, you don't bring a friend to work. But, with all the different businesses and such, what do you use to not forget things? I mean, I'm always impressed by your multitasking. So what would you give to someone? Because I have so many clients like you that can do 80 things at once, right?
Right.
When they need decompression, they don't know what to go to either. So maybe you're the right person to be asking.
I don't know about decompression. I mean, I can answer the how to, a lot of what I do comes down to calendaring, right? Mm-hmm. And like, I don't use 4 of them. I use 1. I use 1 calendar. Just like, look, if you're using your job's calendar, set it to private. It's fine, like just remember to be at the thing,
Yes.
Like that's the important part, right? So like, I get organized behind a calendar that's in my phone and on my computer. Because I need multiple viewports of, like, the way I work is really fluid, Part of my work is sitting down and figuring out a very difficult problem, just talking through it and maybe sketchboarding it or something. And part of it is just doing it on, on the laptop or on my phone. But the important thing is like the consolidation between the two. So like my calendar consolidates, some of the operational tools that we use consolidate to my laptop and my phone. So I can work through whichever screen I'm looking at, right? And in the most efficient manner. So when one of the people I work with looks at me and says, "Hey, Ira, I really need you to get this done," I can just sort of open a device and start working on it, most likely. That's not every scenario, but more, right? And the
Right.
more I can put that way, the better, right?
Yeah.
So, that's just sort of the way I try to think about it. And I think it helps because when I unblock other people and I move things out of their way, and when they move things out of my way for me, we all go a lot farther.
Merge.
We all go a lot farther because we're moving stuff out of each other's way, right?
I really want to capture this part because this is so important for me to hear. I think all these things are so transferable to the general public, right? And this is what I'm hearing all day, and you've got a little bit of a solution in it, if not a moderate one.
I mean, it's not a prescription by any
Not
means.
a prescription, but it's a start.
Right.
It's a start where I think many people feel there is no start.
Well, make your day, right? Like if you haven't thought about what you're going to do with your day to day, you should be the first person thinking about that. And
When you wake up.
And if it's
Or the night
5
before.
inputs from somebody else, and you're not happy about it starting off that way, then
I agree.
Like, where is your input in your day? Like we all measure each other by the course of a day, unfortunately, and if that's the way it's going to be, then I try to be very picky about how my day is going to go, and what's going to be in it, and where I'm going to be, and who I'm going to see, and and like not any sort of snooty or snide way of doing it. It's just there's a lot of things to get done. There's stuff for work, stuff for the family. Things that I just personally want to accomplish, and we're all trying to fit it all in, right?
Yeah, and I think people, I don't know if you view it this way with some of your friendships. It almost feels like people feel like they have to be busy. And that's what I hear my clients. I hear it all the time, this odd dichotomy of, I love my relaxed lifestyle. However, I got to be doing A through Z, like in this frantic way. And it's like, I don't think both merge well, right? You've got to let up one layer there. So it's interesting to me post-pandemic, or as we kind of move into the second chapter, after, defining busy too is important to define simple, because it seems to me people feel a lot of pressure to be everywhere.
Correct.
All the time.
Yeah. I mean,
it's my observation.
It is. It's very much like that. When times were simpler, when everything was just told to me and I knew how to just knock it down, right? But you have to set them up to knock them down. You have to put work under the thing that you want to get what you want. And just to call back a little bit to when you said people feel guilty tearing themselves away from a desk because they don't look busy, they don't look like they're working as hard as the next person at lunch or something, which that's a fair assessment. But I mean, I wonder how hard on himself any brilliant person is for like sleeping in, right? Like, oh, I slept
All
until
of them.
10, right? Like,
I would say 100%
what I'm
of my
saying is-
caseload, the type A.
what I'm
right?
saying is that like like to feel guilty about taking a break and unwinding is just such a false expectation, right? Like your business
agree.
does not expect that of you. I want you to know that. Like, your boss isn't looking at you going,
On Saturday.
never take a break.
Yeah.
Like, come to me a jittery wreck. Like, when I see you,
Pretty please.
if you're not a jittery wreck, I don't even want to see you in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
I want that
Like,
on a company mission statement.
yeah, but come be a jittery wreck.
Please come to me as a jittery wreck. Only in that state.
Right. Like, and when you want food, don't get the food, get the coffee. You want the coffee, not the food.
Exactly.
Right, jittery wreck.
Hi again. Jen and I are so excited to be doing this, and we thank you for listening. You can see articles, find our social accounts, join the conversation, and support us directly at technicallymental.com. Supporting us directly means you can bring us with you and listen inside of your favorite podcast app to full, ad-free episodes of the Technically Mental podcast. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. Also, tap the bell if you want to be notified when our newest content goes live.